I think I would like to read one question from Professor Polay. She asked a question regarding
yeah, I can do it if you like.
Yeah.
Would you like me to ask the question?
We have a question for all of the presenters. We can go through them if you like.
So Belinda,
yes, sure. You may start the question.
Yeah, Belinda, it was a really interesting presentation. Thank you so much. And I think we need more of that research because we really need to enliven hybrid events. And so that was really fantastic. And I guess this is a comment more than a question, but it would be great to chat to you later.
I'll be
sure.
Yes, thank you.
Francesca.
I'm Francesca. I was going to ask you about, I think you actually ended up telling us more about the further objectives, but because our research is all about getting beyond tourism, I was wondering about if you could tell us a bit more about the objectives of the events that were beyond tourism.
Hi. Yes, what I was interested into in my research was the, generally speaking, the impact of the events into the destination in considering different kind of stakeholders, because it's not just about tourism, it's not just about visitors, it is even about residents, it is even about local companies. So it is, events are really powerful since they can potentially be relevant for a large list of stakeholders. If they are well managed, that means if you have the big picture in mind. And that's why sometimes small is better than big, because in the broad literature, events are considered just a driver for tourism development, addressing tourists as a target, while to me, you have to be more open-minded and you have to consider that you are not just targeting tourists, but in the same time, you are targeting visitors, local visitors, you are targeting residents and companies. So only if you have this big picture in mind, you can properly manage the event portfolio. And this is what the lesson from the Milan case study, because this is really what they had in mind, because they turned the destination from business to leisure without losing their business identity, just by enlarging, stretching the events, considering even those other targets. And because of that, residents were really happy to host these events into their city, because they see them even as an opportunity for themselves, and not just as an opportunity for the city to host other people they maybe could make life tougher for them. So this is a good perspective on events management.
Thank you. Yeah, I think every event has so much potential to do so much good, and a lot of times we forget and we just get into the nuts and bolts of producing the event rather than thinking about what we could leverage from it. So I think events are really powerful, as you've said.
Just one more quick question. In terms of those city events and week events, did business events feature in those at all? Or not? Was it more around other sort of leisure type events?
Well, big business events in Milan are still important, because when there is Milan hosts a lot of congresses, for example, or exhibitions. And when there is a big congress or an exhibition into the city, it is tangible. You see the city that is crowded of people. You really are aware of that. Even if you don't know what it is about, you really understand that there is one of those events in the city. But we are getting used even to have people in the city for other reasons. So we are really just stretching the potential of the events management for the tourism performance of the destination. That brings other challenges. For example, managing this big portfolio where some of these events are hosted into, for example, hotel spaces and are managed by companies themselves or private players. So how can you combine a calendar where events managed by the DMO has to coexist with other events which are out of the control and cannot be put into a sort of organic calendar? So this is an interesting research question that should be considered in the future studies. You're right.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Francesca, and to our professors. If you have additional questions for the presenters, you can ask them in the conference platforms that feature for this session, and the presenters may respond, or you can connect with this speaker one-on-one via private message or meeting. At this point, I would like to thank all our presenters and everyone who attended this session. Please make sure to stop by the exhibit hall to meet our sponsors and exhibitors. That ends our session. Enjoy the rest of the APACHRIE 2022 conference.
Can I have a word?
Sure.
Because I thought we still have 10 minutes in our session. Hello?
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for the session.
The session runs to 5:10, right? Hello?
Yes, so you were informed that unfortunately that is all the time we have for this session. But you may continue if I think we still have minutes.
I'm not sure. No.
Yes, you may proceed.
IT people say we don't have time. The official program says the session runs until 5:10. So sorry, I would like to thank the organizers, the session chair, and also the presenters who have been following the invitation to present on this topic that I proposed, business events, related events, sustainability aspects, legacy impacts, and so on. I think we had a very nice mixture of perspectives, cases, examples that have been presented. So thank you for everybody who could do it and to follow this invitation. As some of you know, particularly the speakers, it is a session that has been co-organized with our business event Sarawak organization in Kuching, Sarawak, and we hosted this session, and we'll also make it available to a wider audience later on who can listen to the presentations, and we will follow up. Many of the presenters agreed to publish in the new journal that, together with the support of Business Event Sarawak, is launching this year International Journal of Business Events and Legacies. So this is what I wanted to simply mention to those who participated in this very nice panel session. So thank you. If you have questions, you can email me directly or to the authors, partially the authors, and I see Ubaldino Couto from Macau is also here, associate editor of the new journal. You can contact us any time for further information. So thank you very much.
Andreas, I just want to add very quickly that I have to say it's very exciting that a convention centre is backing this journal. That's really impressive.
And you know,
So,
this goes back to your efforts and
Yeah.
initiatives. You know, they
Great
always relate that back to your study. No, honestly, this is what's
well,
what
we're
is the,
very excited.
what is the driver. And yes, I have to say, it is unusual, a bit unusual that they take so much effort and endeavor to, you know, not only for their own sake. It's really, it's an open forum where we can invite many stakeholders nationally, internationally. So take advantage. It's also an invitation to the wider audience, you know, because we run small sessions, virtual sessions. We call it studios, like this one today. It's at the same time a kind of a studio, not longer than 60, 90 minutes, and we can discuss. We have quite a long list of topics and invited people already, where we share insights, ideas, how government people, how practitioners see where is the contribution beyond the tourism and the economic impact. And so there is a lot of things to do, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you to you and the Sarawak Convention Bureau. Very impressive, world leading.
Thank you, thank you. So thank you to the panel moderator to allow us to comment a little bit about the background of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you, Lena.
Okay, again, thank you to all our presenters and everyone who attended this session. This is really the end of the session. Enjoy the rest of the APACHRIE 2022 conference. Thank you.
Bye-bye, thank you.